So this week I'm going to go ahead and start filling in the sections around the perimeter of the roof, and then I got to make some pieces to go above the tops of the doors so that they can have a proper door sill along the top. And then after that I'm going to go ahead and try to maybe make one of the doors open and close. I have some latches and strikers and things that I can use to do that with, and then we can get a really clear idea of how the roof and the side parts of the roof are going to look, and what it'll be like to have the doors open and close, or at least one of them open and close. So let's go ahead and jump into some time lapses and see what we can do. Okay, let's talk about the progress we've made on the little rat rod project now. So I started in the back here, and I built these two sections of the roof out of more material that I saved from the roof skin I cut off to use for the main section of the roof. So I had set aside a bunch of little parts and pieces that I had kept from that bigger section that I cut up, and I started building these pieces around the edge. So we already had the structure under here and the round rod pieces that I used to create the basic shape. And then I just went along and I cut each individual piece to match the opening that I needed. And then as I came around to the side here, I went ahead and I used some of the round rod to create a framework around the top of the door, and some supports here and here. And then I was able to go ahead and fill in the sections over the top of the round rod after I was done with that. And then around here on the front, I added in a couple of pieces for the A-pillar here, some triangular pieces here, and then one that's more rectangular here. And that allowed me to fill out that front post on both sides. And as you can see, there's still a little bit of wiggle to this section here, like it's not perfectly straight, but eventually once I build the door frame and get everything set up, I'll add more material behind it that you can't see, which will allow it to have a straighter, cleaner structure. But I'm not too concerned overall because this is going to be a rat rod, so nothing about it is going to be totally perfect, which is kind of the point. So you can kind of see as we step back now the really nice overall look. And it's got a cool curve this way to kind of match the curve this way, and it just really looks nice and sharp. And then from the front you can see how the nice curves line up. And then again over here on the other side, same thing as on the passenger side, built that round rod framework, tacked it all in place, and then covered it with the extra sheet metal I had from the roof section. And that fills it out all the way around. We have the nice little curve detail on the corners here, which I think is kind of neat. It adds a little something extra to the design. And you can kind of see the overall look from the back here. Now, I was thinking about going ahead and cutting one of the doors off of the car and starting to work on the framework for that, as well as the latch and so on and so forth. But these upper roof sections ended up taking a lot longer than I expected. So I think I'll save the door sections for a different time. But what I was talking about when I was talking about the door strikers is these components here. I have some bear jaw latches, a heavy duty latch, a striker, and a mount plate for the striker that's adjustable. So these are the items I'll be using to create my door latches for the doors once I cut them away from the body and begin to build the framework for those. I also have some other items that I picked up for it. These are early 1920s headlights. You can see the standard logo on the glass. It's pretty cool headlight design. It has the little fork mount style to it, which is pretty typical of the really early headlight setups. Here's the second one. And again, it's got the nice standard logo in the glass. So those will be really cool on this thing, and they'll kind of match with the 1920s styling that it has. And at this point, I'm going to be calling this thing essentially a Willys Overland. As you can see, I have a Willys Overland emblem that is on the grill shell. So that's the style I'm going to go with, and the namesake I'm going to go with on it. And eventually I might come up with some sort of way to change the Isuzu logo on the top of the engine, on the valve cover there, to say Willys or something like that, so it matches better with the grill shell. But we'll see, that's down the road quite a bit. And the next time we dive into this thing, I can go ahead and maybe cut one of the doors free and start to build a framework around the inside of the door after the skin is cut away from the body, and create hinges and then attach those latches I just showed you. And once we have those doors opening and closing, then I can actually kind of start building the interior sections of the body and the substructure that's going to be necessary for that. I also have some early like 1930s Model A style taillights that I ordered for it, which I think will probably mount off the side of the body in here somewhere. And then I went ahead and ordered some compact boat seats for it, because the interior of this thing is going to be really quite small, and it's really important to have a seat that will fit within the interior. It's kind of dark in here, but you can see it's pretty cramped. So we need a small seat, so I ordered some boat seats that we can go ahead and test fit once they arrive. So that's going to pretty well do it for the fabrication stuff for today. And I think it's really starting to come together. Has a very unusual shape to it. Very unique. Well, that's going to do it for the fabrication and time lapses and so forth for this week's video on the little rat rod project. I think I got some good progress done this week, and it's really nice to see the shape of the roof come together and see all those pieces filled in. Next time, I think I might try to build these side panels here so that the back of the car is kind of filled out and looks a little bit more complete. And after that, I'd like to go ahead and start trying to figure out how to make one of the doors go ahead and open and close, which is going to be a little bit bigger of a project, because that takes all the cutting the door out of place and building a new framework for it, figuring out hinges, and then setting up the strikers for it. And I kind of hope to do a little bit of that this time, but the roof ended up taking a lot more than I thought it was going to. So maybe next time. In addition to that, I would like to say a big thank you to everybody out there who's been watching the channel so far. We reached 100 subscribers this week and have exceeded 100 subscribers this week, so I'm pretty excited about that, and I look forward to finding more subscribers out there, and I hope you're enjoying these videos, and I will continue to make them. Again, a big thank you to all of those of you out there who've subscribed to the channel, and I appreciate your likes and your comments. It means a lot, and it's fun to have this project as well as some of my other projects, and it's been a fun experience so far. So I'm happy to be a part of it, and I'm happy that you guys out there are part of it too, and I'm looking forward to more of the videos in the new year. Next time I load a video up, it's going to be the new year. 2025 is just around the corner. So I hope y'all out there have a really nice one and a happy new year. And we'll see you then.